got the drink. I'll let those people at the top finish. Alright, actually that's quite enough. Right, so you say in your campaign, Jenny, I think it featured prominently on a poster that you're approachable. Now, it strikes me that that's the sort of thing which, if you are approachable, you shouldn't have to say. In addition to this, basically the entire sort of representation and communication section of the manifesto is just the job description. Why did you feel it necessary to include, things like I will attend meetings and I will like emails in your manifesto?
Well, firstly, I think it's good to let people know I understand the job description. I think it's important that people know that I know what I should be doing and that I will definitely be doing it. I'm not a person that's running who will say I'll do stuff and not do it. I understand what I need to do and I have the drive and experience to be doing it.
Well, why not sort of say something that sort of strengthens your experience? Well, but nonetheless, sort of, I will attend meetings isn't a wasted point. That's nothing. It's just a job.
Well, to an extent, yes, but...
I think that most people have expected you to do that by the mere fact that you're running. Now you say you'll redecorate the common room in the manifesto, which happens every year. And then again, there's stuff like, more ties with Fordham and sort of a commitment to making sure the bar works. None of those are things which are new. What sort of new things are you trying to bring to the table?
Well, firstly, I think the way in which the common room should be decorated will be new, because I think it's quite dull at the moment. And the whole point in me saying that I do that is because I'd like to attract more students. You very rarely see many students in here by now, because I don't think it's the nicest place to come, and I think that is something that will improve Heathrow in the sense that more people will come, so more people will be involved, and it'll be a definitely nicer atmosphere.
But okay. Another point that you sort of say on one of your posts is that you're applying tooth and nail for student voices to be heard. Now, I don't think you attended either of the protests that went on this year, and I believe you also said to me that you don't think they'll accomplish anything. How could the student body expect you to sort of make the voices heard if you offhandedly dismissed one of its biggest soapboxes?
Well, firstly, I don't recall ever saying that they won't achieve anything. I definitely don't think I said that. And secondly, probably it was a lecture or I had a meeting to go to or something. As academic affairs officer, I didn't have to be there. If I could have been there, I would have been.
You just were busy at the time of both protests?
I think, I can't recall where I was at both times, but most likely, I'm still a student. I'm not being paid in contracted hours.
I think most people who attended were students. What's the point?
Yeah, but that's what I'm sure a lot of people that wanted to attend couldn't attend because they would have had work or a deadline or something else on. That's not the same thing that would happen if I was president, because that is a very different role.
You'll still have your studies alongside your presidency, though?
Yes, but that will once again be different, because president, that is part of their job to ensure that type of thing happens.
So you would, under certain circumstances, call for a protest?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you think the exec's gone wrong this year? Because you say you do at some points in the manifesto.
Oh, I don't think it's been perfect. I think a better way to inform students than just a meeting. What that would be, I think that would have to be discussed with the exec to find a new way.
Well, you've been on the exec, so you must have some experience. You claim some experience of it. So, can you give me an example of how this would be better, than just a meeting? You see, that's one of the areas they've got.
Well, for example, with the way we were addressed by Michael Holman, that clearly didn't work. No students were happy with that. So I think I couldn't just say, oh, well, I'll do this, because I can't guarantee I'll do whatever I'll say, in the sense that it won't be planned. But with regards to college and how they address students. I think that'd have to be discussed with college.
Well,
rather than just
you've had
Holman.
a chance to sort of discuss this with college in this election and during the time this year, so can you give me some more specifics, please?
Well, I don't think I have, in the sense that that's not what I've done. I've been academic affairs officer. I haven't liaised with college how they should approach students in this form.
So you still on what you feel, haven't you got anything you could say specifically about how you think it should be?
No, but as I've said, that wouldn't be just my choice.
Okay. You make a sort of big bones of Topsy in your manifesto. You say you're an active member on it, and you support its proposals. Now, it strikes me that to a certain extent, Topsy seems at a loggerheads. It's not really accomplishing much at the moment. For example, one of its big first sort of proposals was a discount for heat pump students going back into halls, which they suggested to the senior leadership team, which the senior leadership team said no to, and then they re-suggested. You know, do you actually expect it to accomplish anything?
Okay, what's happened with Topsy at the moment is we gave one proposal to SLT. They said they didn't just want one proposal, they wanted a collection altogether. So within that collection of, I think it's about maybe 15, 20 proposals, Alban Halls is in there, and it's currently being considered by the Finance Committee. And that's what's happening now. And then it will come back to Topsy whenever they've discussed it.
So, I'm trying to think of, what more would you like to see Topsy do? What more would you like to see from it?
Well, I'd like the proposals to go ahead. I think they'll be very useful and enriching for the students. There's a lot of things that will help with employment, but also things to do around college, like different classes and courses.
Could you give some more details on those?
I think one of the ones is like art classes, and employment-wise, they want to do internships, so they'll find you an internship and they'll support you through it. They want more careers meetings.
And these, so yes, but these are ideas which sort of I recall being brought up in some of the focus groups that already fed into Topsy. What will your sort of role as president, a part-time role this time round, be to facilitate and add more to that?
Well, to facilitate, I'd obviously help implement them with finding whatever time suitable, like advertising, like obviously getting more students involved.
But any more sort of, any fresh ideas you feel you will bring?
I think
because at the moment you haven't given a huge amount of original ideas.
I think a lot more enrichment, not focus at employment, would be good for Topsy to do.
Such as?
So like courses, like they've said art classes, like one-off courses, but I think a long-term course of like self-defence or like cooking courses or something that students are interested in and will enjoy that isn't just focused on academics.
Do you view the presidential role to just facilitate that?
No.
So what new things? So was the art classes something that you have come up with, or is that something that was already on the table?
I think life drawing classes were on the table, but they're one-off. I think a long course where people could get together each week and do something rather than just do it once would be a benefit.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.